Rates are going up. Insurance rates is what I'm talking about. I've got Robert Solomon here from Farmers Insurance, and he's going to tell us the top 3 ways to save on insurance.
Yeah, insurance rates are definitely going up. There's a lot of changes happening here in the state of Washington. The first one came from the Office of Insurance Commissioner, where he removed credit rating from being able to rate your insurance. Now, this is going to affect all the people with good credit, because a lot of insurance companies, what they were doing is they were giving a discount if you had good credit. So people with good credit might see an increase on their rates. A good chance they will see an increase on their rates. Anywhere between 10, 20, it depends on the company, but anywhere between 10 to 25%. So that's the first hit we have towards insurance rates. The second hit is, of course, the inflation. So with homes in specific, the rebuild value, which is the basis on where you get your insurance premium, that's going up because now it costs more.
Yeah, it costs more, meaning the cost of materials are going up, lumber's going up, roofing is going up, all the costs of materials. So if it cost you $200,000 to rebuild your house last year, they're what, estimating 225?
Let's say 210, 225.
Okay.
You know, again, the market is in constant flux. So we really don't have, I wish we had solid numbers, but the market is in constant flux. So they're estimating. Each company will have a different estimate on how they approach this, but there is going to be an increase in the rebuild value of homes, and that's going to reflect in your renewal. If you renewed this year, you may not see it until next year. But if your renewal is coming up this year, it is very important to take that into consideration, because you will see that increase and ultimately see an increase in your monthly payments. And so you just kind of have to get your pocketbook ready for that. Now, there is 3 simple ways you can really control that cost.
So I just want our viewers to understand. Rates are going up. 1, it's because they use this credit rating and they're no longer going to use that. So if you had good credit and you had that discount, that's going away. Number 2, for property insurance, the cost of a rebuild is going up, so therefore your rates are going to go up.
That's right.
Okay, so that's a problem. What are 3 solutions to mitigating costs going up? Can we control that?
You can definitely mitigate, and this is something that should be done yearly, is to look into your cost basis analysis and see what you can do to mitigate. So number 1, really understanding your policy and going into detail about what you have and if you need it. I always bring up the example of your full coverage on a 97 Honda. You're probably paying more in insurance than you're ever going to get should, God forbid, anything happen to the car. So that's really understanding what coverages you have, and you want to do that with your home. A very easy trick is raising your deductible. By raising your deductible, you may need more in your savings account, but you're going to pay less in insurance premium.
Okay, explain deductible for those that don't know. So when you say raise deductible, what does that mean?
So a deductible is your portion or your responsibility before the insurance company steps in. So for a home, if the damage is $2,000 and your deductible is $1,000, your responsibility is $1,000. The insurance company is then going to pay everything above it. Above
that amount. Okay. So by raising your deductible, by saying we'll have a $5,000 deductible, your insurance rate goes down.
Correct.
Okay. So that's one way of doing it.
But you always have to keep also in mind is, do you have that in savings? Because in that situation of raising it really high and just trying to get an insurance premium low, remember, the time comes when you need the fire extinguisher, you need to make sure it works for you.
Good advice. Okay.
So raise it to a comfortable level to where you can afford it, but also it fits your savings account.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that you really have to understand. And also check for all the discounts that you may have missed or your agent may have missed. Hey, I got my doctorates. Absolutely. That's now a discount, right?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
We had a new roof. is really important in homes. If you had your roof replaced, that's a large discount. Okay, they do take that into consideration. Military service, maybe you forgot to mention it in the beginning or when you were writing your policy. Make sure that they have it on there.
Okay.
For our police officers and our firefighters, there's plenty of discounts there. Good student for our young drivers.
Good student.
Good student.
Good grades. Okay.
Yeah, good grades. Make sure they are good grades.
Yeah.
But good grade discounts and things of that nature for our young drivers. Remember, if you're adding a young driver, expect your bill to go up.
Okay.
But with that, make sure to try to do your best to mitigate it. There's new programs that are coming out that you can download on your phone from different insurance companies that will mitigate your cost as well, that will help you save on your policy. So
meaning it'll ask you certain questions and it'll help you figure out where your discounts lie?
Not necessarily. So some of these are, what they are is it's kind of and this is going to, I understand our viewers who may not like this, but it is a tracking software that will tell you you're speeding.
Okay,
that
this
will
is for
tell
car
you,
insurance.
For car insurance, correct. That will tell you you're speeding. That will tell you if you are braking too hard. Things of that nature. Using your phone while driving.
Yeah.
Well, some insurance companies, and you have to be careful, you do have to ask these questions. Are you going to charge me more if I'm a bad driver? But some insurance company won't charge you more. They only look, hey, if you're a good driver, we'll give you a discount.
Okay.
So it's really tricky.
So trick number one is look at what discounts you can get.
Yep.
Trick number two is possibly raise your deductible if you have the money and savings to do so.
Absolutely.
What's tip number three for saving on insurance?
Tip number three is putting everything under one insurance company.
Okay, one company.
One company.
Okay.
You're already paying for your auto insurance. You're already paying for your home insurance. You would be quite surprised how much money you can save if they're both under one roof or one company.
Okay, so don't have separate car insurance company and a separate home insurance company. Okay.
Correct. You may find that you save so much more on the onset by just combining them at a final amount. Now, here's the thing. Some people will only look at the current on how much they're paying versus how much you're paying for this company, but they don't recognize that the discount takes it away from somewhere else, and you could end up saving more than you're currently paying. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So some people, well, I'm paying $100 here. It's $101 here, so I'm paying more of a dollar here. But they don't see that, hey, it's saving my home $200.
Got it. Okay. So you really need to approach your agent and say, I want to group all my insurance with one company. A, can you do that? Can you do my car? Can you do my house? Does that include life?
That absolutely includes life, which we discovered in the last year is extremely important. Unfortunately, we had a lot of people who lost their lives last year.
Yeah.
And it was a very dark time for a lot of families. Yeah. And as insurance agents, unfortunately, we do have to have those conversations of, I do apologize. We never, put a life policy together.
Yeah.
And those were really hard conversations.
Yeah. Do people insure their pets?
Absolutely.
So pet policy, life policy, car policy, house policy. What else can they group under one insurance company? Boat
policy, what we call toys, and that's your off-road toys.
Okay. Ski-doos and all the fun stuff. All right.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for my business owners, business policies, those are really, really, really important because they're what pay for your home. So whatever we talk about as far as personal policies goes twice for your business. There's definitely need to be more attention to your business policies.
Yeah. I'm going to add a bonus tip.
Please.
Something that we talked about before the video.
Absolutely.
And that was the bonus tip number 4 is if you're not using it, call your insurance agent and say, that is sitting, I'm not using that. And they can reduce or put it into, you called it a storage policy.
This is for my auto guys. This is for my auto people. So if you're working from home and you had 2 active cars in the house, but now you really only have 1 active car in the house.
Right.
And the reason being is maybe one of the 2 is working from home.
Okay.
Well, there's something called a storage policy. And that can bring it down to as little as $3 a month.
What?
Or even $10 a month. It all depends rate to rate.
Never heard that until you said that.
Yes. Now, what this policy does is it really protects the vehicle from anything, what we call comprehensive, but that's just insurance speak for anything, tree fall, fire, just out of the wild.
Yeah. Something happens inside the
driving.
garage, but not for driving.
But not for driving.
But you said to me,
yes.
I said to you, can I just call my insurance agent and say, I want to take the car out for the weekend?
Yes.
And you said,
yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
You can call your agent, but I only speak for myself.
Yeah. Because some agents aren't going to want to get those calls.
Some agents don't want to answer their phone on the weekend.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But they can turn that policy on and off. So if you want to take that car out for a ride,
right,
and you're still saving money.
Exactly.
That's your bonus. I had never heard that.
The storage policies?
No.
They're an industry secret.
I love it.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for insurance, obviously, Robert's your guy. Yeah. Because you take an active role in reviewing everything that they have.
Absolutely.
So you're looking at it all, you're going through it together, you're asking the key questions, because as you said, very important to understand what you have and what you don't have, because it's devastating when someone finds out that they weren't properly insured.
Yeah, those are the most difficult conversations, and the conversations I really don't want to have is for someone to call me and for me to say it's not covered.
Yeah.
I prefer to have that conversation beforehand.
Yeah.
If I say, hey, listen, if anything happens, that's not covered.
Yeah.
Then in the future, we don't have those calls. But,
right.
We really do take a lot of active look to really look at every coverage in the policy and see if it fits the necessary family. Mm-hmm. Because some families are different, and you got to see what fits your family.
Yep, you got to see what fits your family. So we've talked about 4 ways, because we gave a bonus, on how to save money on your insurances. And that was the topic of the video, but we have to always understand that you need to be properly insured as well. But thank you, Robert, for bringing some tips to us on how to save our insurance. And we'll do a follow-up video on actually the 3 top things we need to understand about insurance. Yes. So thank you so much.